Hey, everybody, welcome to the LWN Network. Happy New Year. It is January 5th, 2026. So good to be here tonight and see you guys. I finally have beaten the flu for the most part, been down since Christmas. It's hard not talking or being with you guys for that long. So I'm so excited to be here. We've got LW back there in the wigs. We grabbed him. He was out of town. We had to bring him back in to say, hey, we got to do a show. Jeff B out there, he's in the background as well. He can't wait to tell you guys a few things that have been going on that he found out behind the scenes like he always does. It's just a really good time when we're all together. I have my LWN new shirt on, guys. Psalm 21. It's awesome. Jeff B made it, and we will cover the shirts, and we've got some to share. LW has one of his shirts on too. So I am so excited to get this party going, and we will see you guys with Jeff B and LW on the other side of this.
All right, welcome back. 2026, Tammy and Jeff. 2026. I didn't think I'd make it to 21 years old. Didn't think I'd make it to 30 years old. Didn't think I'd make it to 40. Here I am, 51 years old in 2026. I turned 52 this year, unfortunately. But we had a great Christmas. We had a wonderful New Year. A lot of things changed a lot of things have changed in my family. And Tammy, you know a little bit about that. And it's pretty wild ride, to be honest with you. I am 100 mile an hour all day long, every day. And it just seems like there's not enough hours in the day to get everything done. But I wanted to carve out some time. I wanted to come back and do a show with you guys for 2026. This is the very first show of 2026. So thank you guys for being here tonight. Do us a huge favor, hit the like button, subscribe, share us out. Love to see everybody over there on X. X is growing. Rumble as well. I'm watching the chat over in Rumble. And of course, we're here on YouTube and Facebook. So hit the like button on Facebook, share us out on your profile. That would be great. Happy New Year, Tammy, the Hammer Nation, and Happy New Year, Jeff B.
Well, Happy New Year to both of you. I hope it was good to you guys. I mean, I'm here. I'm not in the hospital. I'm in an upright position. So that is a success story for me. I'm hoping that the rest of the year doesn't act like the beginning of the year for me. I'm looking forward to some good, fun things, not this sickness that went around. But other than that, it was good. Everybody in the family's pretty good now. And we got to celebrate our Christmas the 3rd of January. So not too shabby.
Nice. Hey, Jeff, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year's?
Good. 你好，珍藏你好，高兴新年快乐。
I would say something, but I'm not sure what I'd be saying.
Every time he talks like that, I just want to say something I know would be just gibberish, but it would sound cool.
It would sound cool, but we don't know what we're saying, so it's best we zip it when he says something like that. Was it good though, Jeff?
Oh yeah. I kind of hate the holidays. I think after your grandparents pass away and stuff like that, but yeah, it's the hectic of it is over with. Now we just getting ready for the fireworks.
Yeah, a little bit early this year.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later in the show. So yes, new merch out. Jeff and his team has done a wonderful job. I'll just slide the mic over and show you guys my new. This is the 250 year anniversary shirt that War Machine created for us, and I think it's absolutely cool as shit. It's the Eagle, Liberty Warrior Nation, 250 years. Pretty cool shirt. We got lots of new merchandise in the store. I'll be showing that through the show tonight. I'll just pop it up on screen. The link will be there. Mods can drop it in the chat. You guys check them out if you want. Every dime helps support us, supports a veteran, Jeff B, who served our country well, and in his store. So yeah, looking forward to the new year.
We've got so many different ideas that we're working on too. That's what's so exciting as well. And we're getting other merchandise as well. I think that
Oh
Jeff
yeah,
said he's up and ready to go with that. So that's
cool.
exciting as well.
All right. Well, Tammy, as usual, what direction are we going first? I can't wait to talk about Dan Bongino. And I know the big news is Maduro.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that tonight. A lot of stuff going on, but I really enjoy the topic of Dan Bongino. So I'm going to let you drive the bus as long as you're not still sick and crashes. The keys are in your hand, the steering
It
wheel.
ought to be a good time, even if it's for a short time. No, let's go ahead and start with Dan Bongino, because I've got a couple statements from him. One was released a couple hours ago, and then one was just recently pinned to his post. But we all know that he left the FBI, right? So he's done with that. And he had a statement that he put out. So I'm going to read it to you guys, because we all love Dan Bongino, but we've got a lot of opinions about what he's doing and why now. So he said, "Let me add this from the jump, so there's no confusion. I started in this movement as a candidate during the Tea Party movement, and I began my political commentary career shortly thereafter. I helped build this movement, and I sure as hell am not going to let it get hijacked by a group of black pillars, life losers, grifters, and bums. We are a movement guided by truth. The essence of conservative ideology is the preservation of eternal truths. We are not the latest thing group. We are not political cannibals. I've watched quietly from the inside while doing the job I was hired to do, but I'm back now, and it's time to restore balance to the force. That was one for GUI. As we get ready to make some announcements about the future of the show, I also want to warn the haters and the zeros. We've been at this a long time. We live for this stuff. This isn't our first, second, or 10th rodeo. We've seen a lot of dipshits come and go. We revel in making you angry enough to show your asses. It's glorious. We've got midterms coming up, and there's no time for bullshit. This administration is cooking the real change as it simmers. If you're spending your entire day bitching and whining with 3/4 of the term still to go, then please find the exits. There is no time for it. It is not infighting when you exercise a cancer, killing the host. It's out fighting because you're not part of any movement I'm familiar with. Looking forward to big things ahead. Can't wait to tell you about it, Dan." So that is a big statement from Dan Bongino just a few hours ago regarding him being back in the talk show host seat.
Wow, there we go. I'm going to let Jeff go first.
I think Dan Bongino served his purpose.
And what's the purpose? Because I have a different perspective, but what's your thoughts on what purpose did he serve?
I think he was a placeholder for something that's may start being revealed tomorrow on the 5th anniversary of J6. And I think he may have been asked to go back to the broadcasting for what's about ready to be revealed.
Well, that I think that's very possible. My thought is this, and I've stuck with this since since the announcement of no Epstein files, right, Tammy? We went back and forth on this and back and forth on this, and the look on Kash Patel and Dan Bongino's faces when they did that very first interview just struck me a different chord. And so I feel like I'm a huge Dan Bongino fan. I'm going to say that. I've said it lots of times. And Dan Bongino, yes, Kathy H. Dan Bongino is a man of integrity. And so I have a different perspective than Jeff. Doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. And doesn't mean Jeff's right or wrong. It's just the way I see it. And the way I see it is I feel like he took that position to really make a huge difference. And that's what we all voted for, right? Jeff voted for it. I voted for it. Tammy voted for it. Most everybody in our chat tonight voted for a massive change in this country in a different direction, because for the last 4 years, we're going in the wrong direction for sure. And so he got in there and he saw the the FBI files. He saw the Epstein files, and I think it rocked his world. Honestly, I think it shook him pretty hard. And then the man of integrity wanted to actually make that change, and I feel like his hands were tied. He couldn't do it, and so instead of becoming a person of compromise, he decided to keep his integrity and he bowed out. That's my perspective of Dan Bongino. And it doesn't mean that what Jeff said has no merit, because it very well could be. And we're going to find out here very soon if he starts putting stuff out there on his podcast, right, Jeff?
Yeah. And here's something that I think possibly could be in play of why Trump asked him to go to that position. Who was on Barack Obama's Secret Service detail? Dan
It was Dan
Bongino.
Bongino. Yep, Dan
Okay.
Bongino.
So he knows the inner workings of everything that happened on that detail. And if they were wanting to know certain things that happened on that detail, you might want to put him in as a deputy director or a director, so there's no quote unquote congressional oversight. Because what if it comes out? I mean, we're attacking Venezuela again right now, in case people don't know. And I think we're probably going in and getting the acting president right now. What if it comes out that maybe Barack Obama didn't win the second election?
Wow.
That would be news. And I always wondered that too, Jeff. Back in the early 2000s, like that. I thought after the first 4 years, you would have to be insane to vote for that a second term. And yet he won, and he won very convincingly, right? From what we understood back then,
right?
He won convincingly. So I don't know. That very well. Again, I don't think anything's impossible, and that certainly would be major news. And would that lead to where I've been standing for a long time, where the first arrest would shock the world, which I keep leaning very hard on Barack Obama.
Well, here's the thing, and this is going to intertwine into Venezuela. So Trump,
and I don't agree. I don't disagree with Doc P's comment here. That was a hard pill for a lot of Republicans to swallow.
Yes.
When it come to that second term. So I don't disagree with what Doc's saying there. A lot of people did not want to vote for Romney either.
Right. And I'm not saying this to be fact. I'm just starting to put some of these pieces together, especially over the last 24 hours, the barrage of truths that Trump has been putting out there. And now you got Marco Rubio putting out pictures of him sitting at table 17.
Yeah, it's the Dan Bongino thing. I'm with you on that, Jeff, because I really believe a lot of what Mike had said, LW, regarding Bongino, saw a lot and he couldn't make a difference, and he wants to be somewhere where he makes a difference. However, to go back to a radio show where you have an NDA, there's not a lot you can say either.
Correct.
However, Dan Bongino did also put out saying that the Trump team's not kidding around. He said it's an outwardly experience from the other side. He's determined and focused, and having been around quite a few presidents, this one broke the mode. And he's talking about if bitching and whining means you can't exist without seeing and commenting on our stuff, you'll need to get over that. He goes, we do it because there's nothing black pillars and anti-Trumpers want more than to create division and drama. Now, we've heard a lot about division and drama with MAGA and the Republicans and against Trump and everything else. So is he going to be the peacemaker again? Because there's a lot of weight on his shoulders to come back to the show after not accomplishing what he told us he was going to accomplish going in there. I think people will give him grace and they will give him some of their attention. But if he doesn't come out with some things, I think that it's kind of going to sink him.
Well, anybody that works on the seventh floor, that job is. I mean, my job was stressful. I can't imagine what their job is like. And he did have health issues, so I'm sure there's a lot of variables that are playing into it. And that was a hell of a pay cut for him.
Mm-hmm.
Going
Big
from media to that. But I'm in the camp that I think he served a purpose, and that purpose is now complete. And I think we're starting to see some of the effects of the snowball, because I think the fire hose is about ready to be opened extremely quick. Even now with Tim Wall saying he's not running for reelection.
Right.
Why is that, Tim?
Yeah.
Well, that's the other big thing that came out, though, was all the Somalian fraud in Minnesota. I mean, they've misplaced over $100 billion through all these. There's this person that's going around. I don't know what his name is, but he was shooting videos of these child care centers that were supposedly having child care in them, but they weren't. There's no kids in them. And this was making the news the last week or so. And they've exposed all this fraud from Somalia and Somalians, and they had no kids in there. So because he's facing the heat from that, these billions and millions of dollars that are interlaced and through this fraudulent system, not just in Minnesota, but across the country, they're saying that he's like packing his bags and going. He said himself that he was going to help people get elected and help bring out insight into, their agenda, but he's not going to be part of that agenda by running. And then he did a presser and he said he was going to take comments and questions and all that. And he didn't do anything but just turn around and walk away. So he's like tucking his tail between his legs and running. I think he got cold ass busted, to tell you the truth. And he's trying to run and hide and make a deal.
Yeah.
I believe that too, Tammy. And I just wanted to say one more thing real quick about Dan Bongino. I agree with brother John Estabrooks there when he said that Dan is definitely more effective behind the mic. And I truly believe that too.
Yeah.
I believe that Dan Bongino is definitely somebody that people will listen to and follow. And I just feel like, he felt like his hands were tied there at the FBI and he couldn't really accomplish what he went there to accomplish. So he could go back and get on the mic. And I agree with Jeff too, where it was a huge, huge pay cut for him to go back to the FBI or go to the FBI and work. And I think I read something where it possibly was also, really strainful on his marriage and his family and his kids and being gone all the time. And I mean, this wasn't a job where you show up at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're done at 3:30 in the afternoon. I mean, he put in the hours. It was a lot of time, and Jeff's worked for the FBI. So it's not like a 9 to 5 job. I mean, you're on the clock a lot, right, Jeff?
Yeah, especially when you're in specialized fields, you're basically 24-hour call.
Yeah. That would
for
make
sure.
sense. Yeah, definitely.
So back to Walt, he was on the ticket for Hills Up, Kamala Harris, right?
Mhm.
Camel toe. And I think there was a lot of dirty shit there. I think that I agree with Tammy. I think that a lot of that's starting to become exposed, and he's gonna run and duck. I think a lot of people are gonna run and duck.
Yeah, and I want to clarify, it was 100 million that the Minnesota people and the Somalian funded stuff is messed up. And then it was like 9 billion as far as the Medicaid services fraud that they're doing. So it's a lot of money. We're not talking chump change here. We're talking there's a lot of misappropriated money over the years, and a lot of different, once again, groups and organizations that the federal money was funded to and fed through, and there's nothing there. So that's what we've been seeing, unfortunately. Our taxpayer dollars being wasted. I've seen a lot of the videos. I don't know if people have in chat or you guys have seen it yourself, but seeing these people going up to these places and they're not even allowed in. There's no kids in these child care centers. It's dark in there. And they tell them to leave. It's just been very nasty. And once again, it's just another branch of fraud that's being exposed. So it makes sense that if Tim Walz is governing over all that he would want to flee and get away from it all, because there's no denying this. This isn't hearsay. I mean, it's legit stuff. Kash Patel said we've only got the tip of the iceberg on this one.
Jeff?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's starting in Ohio. They've already started investigations in Ohio. The state attorney general, their task force, the U.S. Secret Service, and the FBI has been raiding these places down in Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton. So it's this. I think this is just another tier of what Doge has been doing over the last 4 or 5 years, because I don't think Doge was a concept that came up, in the second administration of Trump.
Right. Well, and him and Elon, Trump and Elon are just fine, because Elon just had dinner with Trump and Melania at Mar-a-Lago over the holidays and stuff. And Trump was on Air Force One heading back to DC, and he said, Elon's a great guy. He's brilliant. 80% of him is just brilliant. He goes, but 20% of him, he makes mistakes. So he was making a little joke with him again, and, they're buddies again. So that should tell you something, which gives me hope that maybe we'll finally see some more action with this Doge money and with what they're going to do together as partners, because, they broke up for a while, and, Elon was going after SpaceX and going back to his business, where now we're talking about AI. Trump is talking about 6G is going to be around pretty soon. And, all the AI and robots, and that's all Elon's been talking about. They want all the factories to be here so we can somewhat head it up and control it. They don't want us behind it, China or anywhere else. However, I have seen, unfortunately, the amount of AI and robots and automated convenience stores in China. I've seen some videos, and we are way behind them. We are nothing compared to what we're seeing.
We are severely behind China. And I have to address our buddy Travis here in his comment, because honestly, I feel the same way. I don't think any of these corrupt officials are going to investigate themselves, Travis. I honestly believe that they are so freaking corrupt that it's just a matter of how much are you going to tolerate, Travis? How much are you going to put up with? Because I'm in the camp that there has to be a reset, but the reset that I think that we need, and maybe you agree with me, Travis, is maybe not the same reset that some other people think. That I just feel like it's so corrupt. And I'm gonna get Jeff and Tammy's comment on this. I think it's so corrupt that once you vote new blood in, if you keep the old blood there, the corrupt blood, they eventually corrupt the new blood, and it's just a vicious cycle. And I'm in the same camp with you, Travis. I just think they're so corrupt that it's really hard to make any gains every 2 years of voting. I think you gotta go in there and clean the slate. Now, does that align with some of you in chat that think that 95% of Washington's going to get wiped clean? I think it very well can align for that. So here's my first question to chat tonight. Do you guys believe that it would take a 90 to 95% of cleaning or draining the swamp in DC to really make a true difference in America? Or are we going to keep playing the same game where every 2 years we're voting on new people, and it's just the same bird of different feather, or whatever that saying is, to where they go in there and maybe they have great intentions and then they get corrupted. What are your thoughts, Tammy and Jeff?
Well, I'll say that when we talk about the voting in the midterms coming up, to find out that there's all this Somalian fraud, well, that's how they get the votes there. What we're seeing is an exposure and a dissecting state by state, area by area of the different kind of fraud committed. And that's how these politicians keep getting voted in, with the corruption. And it's all different kinds of corruption, all different kinds of people. It's just not one type of person. It is the corruption that is just so interwoven into the system. So when we've got the midterms coming around, right around the corner, I really believe, and I think Jeff had said this before, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but something major has to happen. Are we going to even have midterms? Because if we do, what is really going to change? Because nothing has changed. We've got exposure, but we've got a little bit of change in some states, yes, but is it enough to combat what's already embedded in there as far as fraud in our election integrity is a mess? I don't think so. So I have zero confidence in voting in midterms unless something major happens.
I also agree with Doc P here, where it says no more. He says no more special interest group lobbyists. Totally agree with that comment, because those are people that are actually running the country. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that, and maybe most of our viewers realize that now, that these people are the ones that are actually running the country, and so we have to make change. And so that's why we're all pushing for a reset, for draining the swamp, for cleaning up DC, for getting back to the way things should be and used to be. Jeff, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we are probably within a few weeks, maybe 2 months at most, for Trump to issue the national emergency.
Well, he just said
EBS style, Jeff?
I'm not sure if that's going to be, well, I mean, there's going to be an executive order, which is going to culminate into a national emergency on elections, because I think Trump just played the Trump card. Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah. Speaking of that whole situation,
Are we getting ready to roll into that, Tammy?
yeah, I mean, it's perfect timing, Jeff, because that whole thing. So there's a couple pictures that I've sent LW to post up. There's one of Maduro with his thumbs up. Then there's one with outfit changes. And so once LW gets those, he can put them up there. Now, listen, nothing seems normal with any of this. And I hate saying it out loud. Listen, people, I'm not crazy. You think we arrested the president of Venezuela, and, we've got him in cuffs, and it was wham bam in a matter of 4 hours and all that stuff. It was good deal. Remember Maduro also was out there saying, come get me, come on. So they went and got him. And the insanity that ensued, even with me being sick, I know it wasn't the medication. It was like just insanity, these pictures and the way all this was going on. His perp walk in this, was it the one of the offices? I forget what office it was, but I mean, he looks like he's having a good time. He's like, good evening and happy new year. Who says that when they're being arrested? So that's the outfit changes video, which is the second one, which is fine. It's just going to be
the first one, you must be sick in the head still, Tammy, because it just pops up and wants to send an email. So that link is not good. The first one you sent me.
Oh, it's there. I'll just play it after this. Yeah, you go ahead and show this. It's real quick, the different outfit changes, and I'll share the other picture.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours.
And that's all it is. So he's got 4 different outfits on. Now that one to me looks very intimidating. That looks like a real, we've got you. You're not seeing where you're going. You're on a military plane, dude. We're taking you where we want you, and there's nothing you can do about it. The other ones, I don't know how you can have that many outfit changes at all. But let me share this real quick. It is the first picture that, there we go. Here it is.
Sure, Tammy.
Here it is, right here. There it is. So look at him. He's sitting there in another outfit. And what is he doing?
Thumbs up, it looks like to me.
Yeah. So who's happy and got their thumbs up when they've just been yanked out of their country?
So strange. So strange. Corey Witt makes a comment here that I want to get to next, which is Cuba, Colombia, Mexico. Pain is coming too, and I want to address that, just not right this second. So let's stay on Maduro.
Yeah. So what do you think about all that, Jeff?
Well, mine's going to be long-winded.
That's fine.
Go for it.
So I think part of this is bogus. And this is just my personal opinion. I think Maduro flipped because Trump made the comment that he talked to Maduro, and prior to that phone conversation, there were two generals that defected to the United States. I don't think they left on their own. I think they were sent by Maduro because Maduro seen the writing on the wall. Now, keep in mind, Smartmatic, Dominion, Diebold, they were all involved down in Caracas. So maybe this whole thing took 9 hours. I think it was under 9 hours and 15 minutes. And the reports were that when Delta went in to the cavern system, they were met by, briefly, by Cuban special forces. And they were evolved, we'll say. So they go in and they nab him, they bring him out, fly him out. I did see something that you remember about 2 years ago when people were having intermittent cell phone coverages where the cell phones would drop. You know, they were doing AT&T and then all of a sudden Verizon. Well, what I think that was a new type of weapon system to where they could pinpoint and drop cell traffic in certain areas without dropping the whole system. And I think that was deployed during this raid. But when Delta was kind enough and did their country a great service by delivering Maduro to the U.S. Navy on the Iwo Jima, you know, they do their whole medical, all this nonsense. So he's in different outfits. They bring him into New York, wait till it got completely somewhat dark to move him. And the reason I think that they did this is, if what I believe Maduro is the Trump card, think of how many people want this guy gone. How many people want Maduro removed? If he squeals and if he made a deal with the Trump administration. And this all, this goes back to when Trump started talking about the doctrine, and he said Cuba. Well, I mean, Marco Rubio basically said, Cuba, you're coming. You're on deck. The president of Colombia just come out about an hour ago when all the new attacks started in Venezuela, because I think they're going to go in and do a snatch and grab on the acting president now, because they have deployed the police and the military into the streets of Venezuela, confiscating people's cell phones. And if they have made any phone calls to the United States. They're arresting them
Wow.
and put them in jail.
Well, I think it was a big sign to China as well, because some of the Chinese were there talking with Maduro the day or two before the arrest, and
No, 8 hours before.
yeah, 8 hours
8 or
before.
48.
Yeah, no,
8,
it was 8
8.
hours before, and I think that was the Chinese finishing a deal on Maduro turning himself over.
Well, I think
Oh.
he's singing. I think he's singing like a canary.
Mhm.
I think he is definitely. I honestly think he's gonna turn state evidence for sure.
I think he already
Tammy,
did.
yeah, Tammy, I sent you an email.
Yeah.
So I want to bring this up real quick. Is thank you to
Tammy Jackson, thank you very much. She bought us 3 coffees tonight, and she said, "Happy New Year. Hold on, it's going to be a wild ride." Well,
absolutely. So that's another $15 on top of this one for our $500.
Nice.
Our
Oh,
$500 goal for more silver coins. So I want
nice.
to bring that up real quick and just say thank you to Tammy Jackson. I will change those numbers here in just a second and show you guys. So go ahead.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is it all ties in, because Trump came out and warned Colombia and said that you're next. And then also I have a video that LW can play real quick, and Trump's on Air Force One talking about we need Greenland too. So there's all these land grabs and all this stuff that's coming out of nowhere, and it's not things that we were worried about. We were worried about Ukraine and Russia and China. And here we are dealing with Venezuela, Colombia, and now Greenland.
And you know why?
Why?
What did Trump say 3 weeks ago? The Monroe Doctrine. These countries are all in our hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I think you're seeing a consolidation of powers, that you're going to take care of your hemisphere, we're going to take care of ours.
Well, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, so here's that little clip here, Jeff.
Want me to go ahead and play it?
Yeah.
Greenland in about 2 months. Let's talk about Greenland in 20 days. By the way, I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you. Well,
that was Trump just getting back from Mar-a-Lago to heading back to DC. So that just happened. He's saying, okay, let's talk about Greenland in 20 days. Like, this is already like planned out.
Well, and here's why I think this whole Maduro, not that it didn't happen, I don't want it to be misconstrued. This was all a show. And the reason I think this is right before the operation was given a green light, Trump did a video on True Social, him coming out with a mega hat in red, said 45 through 47. When the video ended, he had a white 45 through 47 hat on when he was exiting the room. Okay. And then, this whole Maduro, him being the big chess piece to start the conversation on the elections going into the national emergency. And, this guy, I hope that they don't have him in a prison. I hope they have him on a military base. I don't think he landed where they said he landed.
Oh, really?
I don't think he landed in New York. And I think that's why you're seeing all these pictures with him in different outfits.
Well, he did just before, well, it was about an hour or so before we went on air. I was telling LW I saw he pled not guilty, but it's not like he couldn't have pled that from anywhere because they said it was New York, you know.
Well, and the beautiful thing about it is federal court, you're not allowed to have any cameras.
Yeah, see.
And it was reported that Maduro told the judge that he wanted to be addressed as Mr. President. And it was kind of like, the judge says, we're not here for that. We're here to answer the charges. And I hope they put him on a military base. Now, there's a couple on the East Coast that are very, very extremely secure that, there's not too many people that know about them. But I don't foresee him being in a federal supermax. I mean, he's going to be. He was too happy. I mean, you take a look. Take a look at the images in the video when they captured Saddam Hussein, and then look at Nicolas Maduro. It's it's
night and day for sure.
Exactly.
You guys want to watch this real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Perfect example of what happens when you F around and find out.
Aquí lo esperan, Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar, cobarde.
This is a perfect example.
Yep, that where they were just walking him was when he said, good evening, happy New Year. It's insane.
Yep. And here, I got something I want to share with everybody real quick, because if you guys love our merchandise, I'm going to show you something real quick. You can pick it up, and we got a fuck around find out t-shirt, and I absolutely freaking love it. And maybe we create one with War Machine. I know he's listening tonight, with Maduro on there in handcuffs, like we did Mark. What was his name there,
Mark
Jeff?
Kelly.
Mark Kelly.
Yeah, so we got a FAFU t-shirt as well for him in handcuffs too. So we'll have to make one with this guy too. But I love all the fun stuff that we can do with this stuff, and appreciate everybody's hard work on this. Thank you, Jeff, for all the stuff that your company's doing to put this stuff together for us.
Yeah. So now this is it's not confirmed or concrete. The big chair hasn't gotten back to me in 3 days. So, I mean, I do know, I'm sure you guys heard what happened at JD Vance's house in Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah. They broke windows.
They caught the little twerp too.
Yeah, the shim or whatever it is. But now I think they're going to go after assassination attempt charges on it. But now this is going through the rumor mill in the intelligence community, and I find it extremely plausible that this has happened. So the Gang of 8 was not notified until 30 minutes prior to the raid that happened. And I was told that one of the members of the Gang of 8 was extremely pissed about it, and NSA supposedly intercepted a phone call between Hakeem Jeffries and the Venezuela government, tipping them off that we were coming.
Whoa.
And there's a technique that NSA uses to basically spoof calls. and that call never made it. And there was a briefing, I believe, that was done today with the Gang of Eight, and people were read the riot act, we'll say.
Mhm.
Very interesting. This wasn't on our bingo card. All the years of following all this and stuff, nobody once said Venezuela. Nobody once said Maduro. We didn't pay attention much
Well,
to this.
well,
You
the
know
only yeah, the only time Venezuela ever came up was Smartmatic, you
Yeah.
know, and now all of a sudden, Rudy Giuliani, all that money that he was sued for is now being returned, and the disbarment is getting expunged. Uh,
Yeah.
and rumor has it, can't confirm it. I wasn't there, didn't see it, but old Sidney Powell was in New York when this supposed arraignment happened.
See? Yeah. Well, she's been back in the news. She's been all of a sudden she resurfaced and has been commenting on things on X and stuff, and people have been bringing her up. So she has resurfaced definitely, and I'm not surprised at all.
Well,
Well,
in just to address someone's question in chat, where they said if Jeffries did that, why is he not in handcuffs?
correct. And
Okay,
there's so many treasonous acts going on right now too.
correct.
Remember, folks, one of the very first Donald Trump executive orders that he signed when he came back in office last year was he signed that the treason is
Death
punishable by
penalty.
death. By
Yep.
death. So that's pretty wild. And I think that we're going to see some of that stuff actually come to fruition for sure. I think you're going to see people that are going to be indicted for it. They're going to be charged for it. They're going to go through court. They're going to be it's just going to, I believe it's going to happen. And here's the other thing that I wanted to cover real quick. So I copied and pasted a comment from Conservative Cowboy, and he says, what do you think about South American countries all becoming U.S. territories? I'd like to get both your thoughts on that real quick, because I also think it ties into to Greenland too. And with Trump's comment there on that video that we just played about Greenland, I mean, to me, that is a threat. Having China right there on our northern border like this, or any other country on our northern border, too close. And I agree with Trump. I feel like now, do I think that Greenland needs to be part of the United States? I don't know about that, but I definitely think it needs to be somewhat secured by us to where we've got our own bases on Greenland like we used to during World War II, just to protect our northern border. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I can agree with that. And I know that there's a lot of people out there now that are having a shit fit because Trump, they say, is like being a dictator taking over these territories, and he wants it for the minerals, he wants it for the oil, he wants control over everything. And they're saying, well, how is it okay for Trump to be doing this with Venezuela and everything, but not for Putin and Zelensky to be doing what they're doing, or China to, go after Taiwan? So, I mean, there's a lot of mud that's being flung at this, but I think they're just totally a different ball game. I think getting people so they're self-efficient and uprighting their ships is important, and then we can let it go. I don't think we should be helping and supporting any more of the wars and everything like we've done for years. It costs us so much money, but more than that, it costs us our women and men in the military. And I think so many people are fed up over that, of these endless wars that go on, and they have concern because of this going on with Venezuela, because of Colombia. But once again, the difference between Trump and these other presidents, he goes in, he takes care of it, and he's out. So that gives me a little bit of confidence. I'm going to trust the shuffle of what's going on right now, that it's for the betterment of us in the long run.
In some aspects, I agree with that. I was watching these protests in New York and Chicago, people saying free Maduro and all this other nonsense. Well,
That's
Well,
a whole
you know,
nother, that's a whole nother show right there.
right. I mean, pack your bags and go to Cuba. Pack your bags and, you know, go.
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Jeff. Wait a minute. I have to stop you because I even think I know Travis posted some stuff on Facebook, and I was following it. And Tammy, read your email. So wasn't it just like a short 2 months ago where they were having these rallies all across the United States of no kings?
Yeah.
Like they were rallying against Trump for being a
Right.
dictator, for
Yep.
being a king.
Yep.
But yet we just well, I won't say we because I didn't have anything to do with it, and I don't really want anything to do with Maduro or any of that stuff in Venezuela. But we just removed a dictator, and now I saw picket signs even here in Idaho where they were throwing a fit against Donald Trump for removing a dictator. That is some irony. That is an oxymoron. That's crazy. And I just want to say thank you for the donation, because now we're getting close to $100 here for the silver coin giveaway.
Yeah,
so Tammy, I sent that to you.
Yeah, so thanks, Camperman. He bought us 3 coffees. He said, drink on me. I'm watching. Bring on the judgments to the wrongdoers. And then he says, Jeff, can you get 6X shirts? I like big shirts.
I can look. I know some of the vendors they only go up to 5X, but I can definitely look into that into the morning. You know, the thing, you know, with these protests, I mean, it's all paid. I mean, anybody
Yeah.
is lunacy that thinks that, I mean, trust me, there's some dumb Americans, but I heard the best interview coming out of Venezuela. And the interviewee asked the person, what do you think about the American people protesting that we took out the dictator? And the person said, until you lived under this and you live on your high horse in America, don't bring that garbage here. That was the best response coming from a Venezuelan who had lived through it.
Yeah.
Saying you have no idea what you're talking about. Sit at home on your Google.
Read Brian's comment here, because if you guys haven't done any haven't researched this before, and I know a lot of you done lots of research, and I know some of the questions I ask, people think I don't know anything or I haven't researched anything, and they're not even paying attention. It's a movie. Research Club of Rome, because that is a very, very interesting globalist group of people that want to rule the world. They want to control the world. And it says Greenland was part of the U.S. region. So they break it up into 2 or 10 world regions. And it's very, I find it interesting. Some people will find it very scary. And it is scary. It's very concerning to think that there are these people in these elite groups. And remember, we talked about the 13 families that rule the world, and they have control over media. They have control over the whole globe. And so it's very, very concerning. And so if you guys never heard of the Club of Rome, or you have never looked it up, it's a very interesting subject. And I think you'll be, it'll keep you going for sure.
Oh, more information is always a good thing. That's what I say. And the history, when you can find it, yes, it's important. And now that we're all caught up in this with Venezuela, and somebody just said that they saw in the Capitol or something that there was explosions or whatever. What exactly are we going after them again right now for?
Well, the acting president, which was the vice president, you know, Trump said on Air Force One, because Trump said we are going to control Venezuela until they have free, fair elections, which I find hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I support a lot of stuff that Trump is saying and doing, but until Donnie or whoever shows us proof of his accusations of the 2020. Okay. And I believe it's there and I believe it's coming. But that's a pretty rich statement. And she has basically mobilized the police force in the military inside Venezuela and trying to cut off all communications to the United States.
Oh,
And so I think they're probably going to go in and do a snatch and grab job on her next. And
wow.
I think that's probably coming within the next few hours. Because I don't think people understand what a big piece Maduro is to this. Because if what I believe was going on, Maduro is going to flip on people like John Brennan. Well, people say, why John Brennan? Well, guess what? All those Venezuelans, all the Hondurans that were coming up, somebody was paying for that. And I think that's going to come down to Brennan, Obama, Hillary Clinton. This here, like I said, I believe Maduro is the trump card that
Yeah.
breaks all of it loose. And you're going to see Congress and start shitting themselves.
Well, yeah, I believe that because there's a lot of names that are tied to a lot of illegal funds and whatnot. But there's also people out there saying, why the hell aren't we going after Mexico? Because if it's all about drugs and whatnot, they're the ones that bring a lot of drugs and crime here too. So, is that going to be on the plate next?
Well, that question was asked to Trump. He said, what about Colombia? What about Cuba? What about Mexico? Trump says, I think they're all good ideas.
Wow. I didn't hear that
And
part.
yeah, and look, I mean, Trump told the American people in so many words when he come out and said the next 48 hours are going to be interesting. And what happened 48 hours later? Bang, snatch and grab.
Well, okay, so let's not forget this coming up too. While we're preoccupied and busy with Venezuela and all this going on, and the president giving 2 thumbs up as he's arrested and yanked out of his country, we've got the Clintons that are due for depositions coming up the 13th and 14th. That's like a little over a week or so away. And let's see if they're going to show up. If they don't show up, of course, they said that they're going to go in contempt with them right away. But I'm pretty foggy on the contempt part because sometimes what I've read is that is a small fine and it's like a little time in jail. It's not a big deal. But I'm thinking because it's the ex-president and secretary that it would be a bigger deal. But that's not my forte. I'm just saying if they don't show up, something has to be done.
Well, yeah. Well, and I think we're probably going to be preoccupied with what's happening in Iran right now, because I was told 2 hours before the show start that Trump gave Bibi Netanyahu the green light for Iran.
Sugar.
But I mean, the Iranian people are in the streets burning. I mean, they were out there taking the weapons off the IRGC.
That's messed up. So messed up.
Well,
and the Shah's grandson come out and said that he would take control of the country again. In view of his grandfather. So, I believe Mossad, CIA's probably played an integral part in this revolution inside of Iran. The Iranian people want, I think it was like a loaf of bread was like 100 million riyad.
Jeez.
I don't even
Riyal.
know.
Yeah.
That's like a lot.
It on their currency, it's so much they drop all the zeros except the first 2. So that shows you, it's how jacked up it is.
Well, we are in it for a while with Israel because on Monday, Trump did announce that we had an $8.6 billion contract for Boeing, their St. Louis, Missouri plant, to build fighter jets for Israel, 50 of them, and they're supposed to start pretty soon and end in 2035. Now, some people are putting out there that it's taxpayers' dollars and all this stuff. And, you know, a lot of people are having issues with the partnership with Israel, but apparently it's part of the budget of the multi-year defense assistance agreement between Israel and the United States. But that just came out on Monday as well.
But they don't have a problem funding USAID. They don't have a problem funding the United Nations
Right. See?
or homosexual bees interlooping with, gay frogs.
Right.
That's all okay.
I know, it's insanity. I know.
Right.
So now we've got Iran on this as well. Well, there's just a lot going on, isn't there? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Welcome to the new year. And real
Yeah.
quick, I want to say thanks to Mimi. Mimi Green bought us 3 coffees tonight, you guys. Thank you, Mimi. She says, Happy New Year, Liberty Warriors 2026 is going to be amazing. Mimi, I hope so. Girl,
Yeah.
I do.
So that moves us to 110 for our $500 goal for the silver coin giveaway in March.
Nice.
And before everybody leaves tonight, we're going to have a big announcement tomorrow. I changed my mind, Tammy, not tonight. It's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow. So
Okay.
if you want to hear the big announcement, show up tomorrow night. We're going to have another show, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm going to make a huge announcement tomorrow night. And it has to do with the giveaway. And I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. So
he is Last Minute Larry. That's the other nickname I have for him. Last Minute Larry. He says one thing and 2 minutes later he changes his mind.
absolutely, you have to.
Sometimes you do.
Got to keep it interesting, Tammy. Got to keep it interesting.
That's true. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but from being, Trump saying, I want peace. That was the other thing that he said aboard Air Force One after the holidays was, I want peace. I just want peace. Sometimes you got to do what he's doing, I guess, to get to that point, because so many people just don't take it seriously and they keep up the shenanigans. And I guess, we got to do what we got to do. I mean, I don't know what to think about it. That's the only way I can justify it and think, you know what? I have to trust him that he's going to go in and do what needs to be done and get the hell out. And our soldiers won't be around for 10 or 12 years like they were with some of these wars, because that's what people don't want. They don't want that.
Yeah. Well, I just had a message, and I want to thank this person personally. But they just moved the bar to $210. Kathy H has just donated $100 toward the coin giveaway. So now we're at 210. We're almost halfway there, just right after the first of the year. So tomorrow night's big announcement will also explain all your guys' entries into the giveaway in March. And we got some really cool stuff coming up. And I know Jeff has also donated 2 $100 gift certificates to the store so that you guys can also purchase merchandise like the last giveaway we did. He did, I think, $25 gift certificates.
Mm-hmm.
But this time he decided he's going to do 2 $100 gift certificates. That way you guys could buy hoodies or whatever it's in the store by that time. So thank you to Kathy H for that donation. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So, I mean, did you guys think for 2026 we'd be talking about wars left and right and arresting presidents? To me, that wasn't on my bingo card at all. Like it's been a crazy, chaotic couple of weeks.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Doesn't it say in the good book that and read your email there, Tammy? Doesn't it say in the good book that in times there's going to be wars and rumors of wars?
Yes.
Anybody?
Yes. Yes,
it does.
So is that
good or is that bad? Is that scary? That's my question to chat tonight. Do you believe that we are in end times? And reading the Bible, I believe that there's always generations that are in end times. That's my belief. I believe that a lot of generations have been in end times. Is this our end times? Is this the end of all end times? Because wars and rumors of wars and all the stuff, pretty wild stuff, and that's all we're talking about. It seems like almost every episode we do here, we're always talking about Ukraine, we're talking about Taiwan, we're talking about Mexico, we're talking about Venezuela, we're talking about all that. So
Gaza.
Comment, and if you guys are watching later, go ahead, drop me a message on YouTube there or wherever, and I'll try to get to them as much as I possibly can. Go ahead, Tammy.
Well, I was going to say that, Jeff, is there something you wanted to say before I talked about this real quick? Because you went to say something.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, with Gaza, there's all these beautiful plans to turn Gaza into these beautiful properties and all that, but no plan on what's going to happen to the people that live there. I mean, they've lived through war and torment and all this stuff for so long. How do you make peace with that? How do you celebrate turning it into something good if the people are going to be displaced? And then that gets into all this political stuff of, it gets deep when you go into that stuff, but there is a lot of war going on, a lot of displacement of people, a lot of untruths being told out there as well. I just pray for those people all the time. I can't imagine living your life that way for so long and just never having any peace. So when the president says he wants peace, let's hope that he means it and everybody gets that. Everybody, because you cannot help that your blood that you're born. So you cannot blame everybody because of who they are and how that they're born. They can't help that. So you can't make generations upon generations pay for things that they can't help. Real quick, White Devil bought us 3 coffees. Thank you, sir. Central banks are toast, he says. Silver to the moon. Well, that's another interesting thing.
Yeah, well, we read the other email. So I sent you another one too. So we're almost halfway there at $240 out of the 500. So like we did last time, I'll take that $500 and we'll buy as many silver coins as we possibly can for the March giveaway. So we're going to do the giveaway once a quarter. So every 3 months. And like I said, Jeff B has been so gracious to offer us 2 $100 giveaway gift certificates to the store so that you guys can spend that in the store, buy some cool merch. And then I got a big announcement for that tomorrow night as well. So you're not going to want to miss that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got 32 messages that came up all of a sudden, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to read through.
I'll read it real quick.
Yeah, do that.
It's from Debbie Golden. So Debbie Golden also bought us 3 coffees.
I don't see that.
And I want to get the message, but I sent it to you and now I can't find it no more. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. Hold on a second. I want to read it. It says, always the best information, and that's from Debbie Golden. And thank you so much for your contribution to keep this show going. And we just love to give back. So that's the whole point of the giveaway is you guys are donating to the show, helps pay for the internet, helps pay for all the software, helps me pay the producers when we can, and War Machine, and so does the merchandise. So that helps keep this show going. And then we give back by purchasing silver coins from Miles Franklin. And we do a name draw at the end of the quarter. And we pull out the names, and hell, Tammy, we gave away what was 8 coins.
Yeah.
Last giveaway, and some gift certificates from Jeff's store, and a lot of people got to partake in that, and it was just a lot of fun to give back.
Yeah, it always is. And I want to let everybody know too, if you message me and stuff, because I did get a lot of emails and stuff while I've been sick. My phone is acting up. I'll get back to all you who text me and emailed me, private message me. But like I said, my phone's
what I just heard Tammy say is she just got a bunch of emails and stuff, Jeff. And remember before we started the show, she tried to blame me. So it is Tammy's fault on Tammy's end, and she's always trying to blame me.
Yeah.
Messages.
I think we've solved the riddle here, Mike. I think the riddle was you have to turn on the phone by pressing the power button.
Yeah, right. I don't know what it is. I've got to update or something.
I will extend grace to Tammy.
Thank you.
Because she is a good friend and she is a great producer of this show, and she puts in a lot of time, and she's been sick for the last couple of days. So thank you guys for all your prayers for Tammy and her family,
Yeah.
because it wasn't just Tammy, it was her kids were sick and she was sick and she was down for quite a silver is going up. I need to buy it soon. And I call and check on Tammy, but I also try to give her some space too, because I know when I'm sick, I don't need people bothering me all the time. So I'm just really grateful that Tammy is back. It's good to have her back, part of the trio here. And of course, Jeff B. And it's just been a wonderful night. We're gonna get ready to roll into final thoughts, but I got a couple more emails I'm gonna be sending you, Tammy.
Okay.
So pay attention to your your email there. But Jeff, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on what Conservative Cowboys said? Because if you start thinking about the Club of Rome and these things divided into 10 different regions and stuff, and we talk about the end of times, and we talk about wars and rumors of wars and all the stuff, a lot of us believe that the best is yet to come. Are you still in that same camp, Jeff? Because I know you are.
Yeah.
But how good do you think it's really going to be?
Well, I mean, we're going to have some rough times. I mean, there's still rough times ahead. We still have a constitutional crisis that's going to hit us before too long. But I think with the concept of the Monroe Doctrine, if it works, but prior to this, we have to have a major collapse of our government. Something has to happen between now and the midterms, because if shenanigans that we think are going on go on, all this is for nothing. So that's why I think we have to, and I think it's slowly starting to be dripped out to the American people. I mean, it seems like every hour now something is happening, something is breaking loose. And, you can see the little bit of swagger in Trump. He's getting a lot of opinions down from the U.S. Supreme Court that most people would have thought 2-3 years ago those opinions would have never happened. So I believe this has to be wrapped up, or a big portion of it has to be wrapped up by July 4th of this year.
Oh, easy. He's got all that celebration planned as well. And then he did say on Air Force One just the other day, Jeff, he said, we have one big powerful move that we haven't made yet, and that's the Insurrection Act.
Yeah. And I think I think part of it has already been done. That's how he's been able to do a lot of stuff without interference of dipshits in Congress.
Yeah, useless for nothing. I'm telling you, those people. Real quick,
Tammy, I'm gonna let you make that announcement, but I just want to let Jeff know as soon as he's done with the announcement, we're gonna roll into final thought, just so that he has a minute to think about it. Go ahead, Tammy.
Okay, so thank you to Carlene and Chase. Carlene and Chase bought us 20 coffees. They said, Happy New Year, everyone. It will be an amazing year. Buckle up. I really do hope so. All of us are so fatigued and tired, not giving up, but really wanting to see results and justice be served. Because once again, this is all good and well, but there's still not been one arrest. Where's Fauci? Where's all the people that, were responsible for that, and where are they paying the price? Like, there's been so much bad stuff. Where is the justice? We need justice.
I believe it's coming, Tammy. And you had one more email there too from Lori C. So check it out real quick. But Lori C. and Carlene and Chase, thank you so much for your coffees. And it pushes us to 350. So we're starting to really get close to our goal of 500 to buy those coins. So thank you guys for your continued support and all the love. And I hope that you guys had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year. I think 2026 is going to be a big year for all of us, honestly.
Yeah, I hope so. And I never wanted to see somebody arrested so much and so bad as I do now. Like I can't wait to see handcuffs and arrest because
Okay.
it is going to be. I'm going to be.
That brings me to one final question, Tammy.
Huh.
I'm gonna ask you and Jeff B too, and it'll be part of your final thoughts. So here's the final question to everybody listening to us live tonight, and if you catch us later, if you're watching us on TikTok, or if you're watching us on X or Rumble, or if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and drop me a comment. I do try hard to at least acknowledge your comment. I don't care if it's good, bad. If I agree with it, disagree with it, it does not matter. I always try to give it a heart and a thumbs up just so that you know that I'm reading your comments. So here's the question to all of you. Who is the one person, and you only get to choose one person, who is the one person that you would absolutely love to see silver bracelets on? Would it be Barack Obama? Would it be Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Fauci? I hope that you guys comment and it's not all the same person, because there's so many that need to have silver bracelets on. But who, if you only could choose one person, like Fauci is a big one too. He has so many crimes against humanity. I think he should be arrested along with Obama and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and the rest of them. But put that into part of your final thought, if you would, Jeff and Tammy, please, because I'd love to see everybody's comments tonight. But we're going to go ahead and roll on to final thought, final thought, and I'm going to let Jeff go first as usual, and that way he can scoot out of here. But thank you, Jeff, for these wonderful shirts, brother. This 250-year anniversary is so badass. Really appreciate it. And I got other shirts I'm going to be wearing every show, a new one every show that I ordered, because I think they're super cute, cool. And Dave Crump,
He said cute.
I did say cute. Jesus, my brain is like all over the place. But Dave Crumps sent us $10 over on Rumble for a super chat. He says, "Great show again tonight. You all rock. Love LWN show." Thank you, Dave, for that as well. Your name will go into the drawing for the silver coins as well. So, Jeff B., all yours.
So the person that I really want to see the handcuffs on that's going to shock people is going to be Brennan, because I think Brennan is the deep state version of Michael Flynn.
Ooh.
I really think he was the mastermind behind a lot of this stuff. My final thought is, I believe, other than the Smartmatic, I believe the main reason why Trump is saying Mexico, Cuba, Colombia, the South Americans, is we have all these people that the previous administration lied into this country. And you have to give these people somewhere to go back home to. Somewhere where they can be proud to go back home to. Because, even though there's a lot of opportunities in the States, it would have to be mind numbing to be having your head on a swivel all the time, waiting to be picked up and sent back.
Yeah.
So I think between this government, the military, they want to make these countries a place where they want to go back to and to be proud to be of their nationality. But tomorrow being the anniversary of J6, I look for something wackadoodle to happen. Don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I look for something, because the big chair's been awfully quiet for 3 days. So every time he's quiet, something happens. But other than that, it was a great show, guys. Appreciate it. And we got some more stuff we're sending to War Machine. We did up some templates for him to do some, what the hell do they call them? The
Tumblers.
cup, yeah, the tumblers you guys
Tumblers,
are
okay.
using. So we got
Nice.
the templates all designed. So all he has to do is asphyxiate his artwork, and then we do our part. So
Nice.
other than that, guys, you guys have a good evening.
All
You
right.
too,
Thanks,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Thanks.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Whew. Wow. First show back after the new year, Tammy, and things are just blowing up. We got another donation, a super chat over on Rumble from Conservative Cowboy. I sent it to you. It says, Jeff, do you think Trump and the military has activated the PEDS sign in 2020, 2021? Conservative, I'll let you know that I will talk to Jeff about that, and that'll be part of one of the next shows. We'll try to answer that for you, and we appreciate not only the donation but the comment. Thank you so much for that. I don't know, what a wonderful night tonight, Tammy, and it's crazy how we've been talking about this stuff for years. And I just got to ask a question real quick. Mimi also sent a donation. We did talk about the coffees for Mimi, right?
Yeah.
Just want to
Yep.
make sure. Okay. I didn't want to leave Mimi out either.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
we are, I got to add these other two, but we are really close to almost $400, I think. And as soon as we hit that 500, I will reach out to my guy at Miles Franklin. We'll get that silver ordered and shipped to your house again so we can give that away. But just an awesome night. And I would like to hear what your final thought is.
My final thought is, first of all, I want to see Hillary in handcuffs, because a woman to woman, she did such a poor job of representing a woman in a power and authority, and even as a wife with the president, right? So I want to see her in handcuffs. My final thought is, boy, I couldn't have pictured or imagined any of this that we're going through starting the new year. I do know that watching President Trump at Mar-a-Lago celebrating New Year's and Christmas and all the wonderful gatherings that he had there at Mar-a-Lago was pretty amazing. And he's doing his dance. He was doing his dance. Melania was having a good time. She looked beautiful and amazing in that little silver dress she had on. Barron was there having a good time. The mood was light and beautiful. So when you go back to that, I'm thankful that we get to see that, as well as to have some peace and to have some celebratory over the holidays and the seasons with all the crazy stuff going on, because the man doesn't stop. I will stand by that till the day my very last breath. He doesn't stop, whether he's having a good time, whether he's hosting people, world leaders from around the world. He just doesn't stop. And he's an incredible human being. You don't have to agree with him, but all the time. But he's amazing. And going into everything that we're going into and what we're seeing, I sure am glad that he is our president.
Now, I don't know what they're talking about, but a lot of people are saying in chat, the silver dress was worn. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
So my final thought is going to be this. What a wonderful 2025. We had a great year in 2025. I remember back in 2020 when we were sitting there, we were all watching everything unfold for the election of 2020, and we couldn't believe our eyes, because here we go to bed, and our president Donald Trump was so far ahead, and we could not believe that we were going to go lay our heads on our pillows and wake up the next morning and there was a completely different winner, right? And we struggled with that for 4 freaking years. We fought, and we were here at LWN, and we got censored, and we got taken down, and we got eliminated, and we got subtracted, and we got all the things, right? And so then last year, 2024, we saw the change, and 2025 ushered in the, I don't know, you can call it the third term of Donald Trump. You can call it the second term of Donald Trump. I really don't care what term you use, but we got our president back, and it's been run and gun ever since he got in the office. And here we are, 2026, and I truly believe that we're going to see a lot of stuff and the best is still yet to come, because I think that there's been still a lot of stuff left on the table that has not been completed. And so we're gonna see that, and we're gonna see things that we've been wanting to see for a long time. And I just really think that 2026 is going to be a super amazing time. And I don't think that we've seen all that we're going to see yet. I think it's just going to keep building. Things are going to keep changing. Things are going to keep happening, and we're just going to honestly just sit back and buckle up and watch the show, because I really think that the best is still yet to come. What do you think, Tammy?
I think so. I want to believe that 100%. We've been through enough of the crap. And I heard somebody say it's not even a swamp, drain the swamp anymore. It's a sewer, because God made the swamp, and the swamp is its own ecosystem and takes care of itself.
Thank you.
A
Drain sewer.
Yeah,
the
sewer is nothing but a bunch of crap. And I think that's what is going on. And I'm seeing it more and more now. A lot of it doesn't make sense, but you got to have faith and, just do the best you can do with the information that you get on a daily basis, and try not to go cuckoo.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, as we wrap it up tonight, thank you so much for all the coffees and the super chats over there in Rumble tonight. We're getting real close to our goal. So we can get that ordered for Miles Franklin, get it shipped to Tammy, and be ready for the end of the quarter, which would be the end of March. We'll do the giveaway. We got a major announcement tomorrow night, so don't miss it. I guarantee you I will be on tomorrow night, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sure Tammy, as long as she's feeling good, will join me. And so don't miss that tomorrow night. And then check out our merchandise. I've been putting it up on screen all night long. We got some really cool merchandise I think a lot of you will absolutely love. It's not the same old. We have the old stuff. We have a shit ton of new cool stuff. And I love that FAFO, that War Machine. I'm ordering that t-shirt probably this week. Let me get that sent to me. So I love that new t-shirt. And so I love y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.